Stand back a little more.
Cody,
Robin.
you're gonna swing that around?
Yeah, just one side of it.
Is that gonna hit you?
Listen, I've done crazy all my life. It's been crazy, but it's always worked.
Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are talking about the live that Mykelti and Tony did where they watched season 19, episode 17. That episode is titled Love is Patient, Love is Kind, but it's probably going to be known as the episode where Christine got married. So I titled this video, Everyone Left the Island, because during the episode of Sister Wives, there was a moment where Robin was talking about the fact that she wasn't invited to the wedding. And she said they were the outcast, they had been voted off the island. Here is the clip of her saying that.
It didn't surprise me that we weren't invited. We're the outcasts, we've been voted off the island.
Mykelti during her live said, no, it's more like everyone left the island, and that was a good point. They did not kick them off the island, everyone left. And now they are on the Cody Brown Island all by themselves. It was a brief moment, but I just wanted to put that in this video. What I want to talk about now is the fact that Cody claims that he has cut down 1,000 trees in his lifetime.
I have cut down in my lifetime easy 1,000 trees.
Realistically, him cutting down the trees had no bearing on this show at all. It was of no consequence. It was just some filler content. They could have Cody and Robin doing something while they talked to them about Christine getting married, but it ended up being really funny. And a lot of us were shocked that Cody felt like he had cut down 1,000 trees. But Mykelti says it is very, very possible that he has, because he grew up on a farm and the land that they had lived on throughout the years, they would need trees cut down. She felt it was possible that while he might have not actually cut down a full 1,000, he might be close to that number. And maybe she's right. I mean, who am I to argue with her or her father? If they think it's 1,000, whatever. It just seems like a really big number for someone who's not actually a logger, or at least I'm not aware of him ever doing that as a job. But what I really enjoyed was the comment section during the live. And if you are Elizabeth, who was typing in the chat box and making comments about him cutting down the tree, I really appreciated that you did the math. I actually took a screenshot of her comment. I'm going to post it here. She said 25 trees a year since age 15. Exactly. It seems like a lot. Elizabeth did the math and it just feels like a lot of trees. But according to Mykelti, it's possible he is close to that number.
It's all physics, but I'm not a physicist.
I had to throw that clip in there. I don't know why I find it as funny as I do. It's the sort of thing that if someone put it on a shirt, I might buy the shirt. One of the things about Mykelti doing lives is that we're able to really see how much she dislikes Mary, and she is 100% entitled to dislike her, but the problem is she will give her opinions about Cody and Mary's relationship, and it's clear that some of the stuff Mykelti just isn't very knowledgeable about, and then she has a bias that is very obvious. She didn't do that in this video or in this live because there wasn't that much footage of Mary in this episode. It was really focused on her decorating for Halloween, and Mykelti was distracted. They had company come over, and so we really didn't get to hear anything about that, and I thought that was kind of good. It was much more enjoyable to watch the live when they weren't putting down Mary. There was a part of the live where Mykelti talked about the idea that you might have to choose between a spouse and your children. You know, there was a part of that episode where Cody said the door would always be open for his kids and his arm would be extended for them, or he might have said his hand would be outreached, but then he would be holding the hand of Robin, and he wouldn't cut off Robin for the sake of a relationship with his children. Mykelti said she felt like she would always choose her kids, but she understood why it might be more of a difficult decision when your children are adults, because they've moved on and have their own lives, and you know, you're spending more time with your spouse than your kids at that point. But when they're younger, she feels like the kids should always be a priority. But she said she understood why it would be a hard decision. She had mixed feelings about it. However, when it came to Cody implying that the kids were going to make him choose, Mykelti said that was just not true. She was not aware of anyone telling Cody that he had to choose between them and Robin. She doesn't think Robin was doing that either. She really believes that was all Cody. It was all in his head that he must make a choice between them. And I think that's something that most viewers feel the same way about. Watching the show, it doesn't seem like the kids are demanding that Cody choose. I know some people, based on the comments, do believe that Robin is telling him he must choose between her and them, or she's manipulating the situation so that he feels like the kids are against her. I don't know. I don't know if she's doing that. I do not believe Robin would say to Cody, you have to choose between me and the kids. I don't think she would be that forward about it, but possibly manipulating the situation. Yes, I think she might be doing that. But Mykelti says she believes this is more of a situation with her dad. It is no one else that's actually making him have an ultimatum. He doesn't have to choose between Robin and the kids. I was a little bit surprised by Mykelti's response because I did expect her to place some of the blame on her siblings, and I didn't feel like she did that. When she commented on the relationship between Robin and her brothers and sisters, she said that she felt like a lot of it was misunderstandings. There was some history there, but she felt like a lot of it was misunderstandings and the telephone game, which is what we hear Cody say. He talks about the gossip in the family. But I was surprised. I feel like Mykelti often will side with Cody and Robin, so I expected her to do that in this situation, and she didn't. She didn't side with Cody. She did take the blame off of Robin, but she placed it back on her dad. Now, that is all I have to say about the live that she did. I want to talk about a comment that was made on my last video about Mykelti, and I want to know what you guys think about this. I had never considered this as an option. I'm going to read 3 separate comments to you so you can hear what these people think. Here's the first comment. The comment says, without fail, Mykelti and Tony get it wrong every time they open their mouths. I find their know-it-all attitude annoying. They need to stop pushing Cody and Robin as good people. Their behavior has proven they're not. Then there is a reply. The comment reads, in my little head, I think Cody gives money to Mykelti because he knows he can control her, especially what she says on social media. Tony loves the money too. I was really, really surprised to hear that people think Cody might be giving her money. That is not something I've ever thought. I still don't think it. That would be shocking to me. The one thing you realize when you're watching Mykelti talk about her family is how little they all really talk. It seems like they don't know that much about each other. There was a moment where she was asked if Peyton was still in the military now that he lives in North Carolina, and she wasn't sure. Now, that's not a huge deal. We don't always understand other people's occupations, but that is a reoccurring thing. When she's doing a live, you will realize she has not communicated with her family. Someone asked her if her dad was in North Carolina, if he had been there, and she said she didn't think so. She also implied that she would be mad if she found out that he was there and didn't call them. But it's just one of those things where, like, again and again, you're watching it. She didn't know that they sold their house or were trying to sell their house. She didn't know he bought another house. They don't communicate that well. So it would be really surprising to me to find out that Cody was talking to her enough to actually give her money and tell her what she was wanting him to say on social media. And then there was another comment where the person said, I'll bet you're right about Cody giving Mykelti and Tony money. So there was another person there that believed it was possible, and it just got me thinking and wondering how many people think Cody plays a role in what Mykelti and Tony are saying on social media. I will tell you, in my opinion, I don't think he's offering money. I don't think he talks to them enough to play a huge role in it. I think it works in their favor to be in the middle and try to remain neutral. I can see why Mykelti might do that. I just don't think there's money involved. I think Cody would try to manipulate the situation if he could, but again, I don't think he talks to his children enough to really do that. So that is my take. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments. If you haven't already, I hope you'll click like and subscribe and come back to Happily Ever Reality. We'll keep talking more about this season of Sister Wives.